Hello, everyone, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark,
And I'm Rob.
and today we're going to talk about the incompetent Teresa Weatherspoon, the coach of the Chicago Sky, and other incompetent coaches in the WNBA. And hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Otherwise, Rob's going to get upset. We're going for 4,000. We need your help. We're right at around 3,500 right now. Don't want to make Rob upset.
Look at how mean I am. Ooh.
Anyways, we want to thank all our listeners for your support.
Yeah,
By the way,
appreciate it.
we don't want to do that every video, but we might as well do it tonight. We really appreciate it. We got a lot of loyal followers, and we were growing steadily since we started April 5th. Teresa Weatherspoon is the coach of the Chicago Sky. And the first incident we had that we saw how she handled things was against Indiana Fever. So Kennedy Carter, as we all know, the hip check heard around the world, put Caitlin Clark to the ground, and it was called an off-the-ball foul. It should have been a flagrant 2. Should have been thrown out of the game. But at the same time that happened, Angel Reese jumped up and cheered the cheap shot. This was not a basketball play. The coach did nothing to either player. Rob, what would you have done if you were the coach to those players in that particular incident?
Like I've said before, Kennedy would not have been playing the rest. Both of them would not have been playing the rest of the game. And I probably would have suspended, even though the commissioners should have done this, I would have done the commissioner's job, and I would have suspended Carter at least for one game for that horrendous act. That's no part of basketball. I would definitely would have. It would have been like a closed door meeting with both of them. I would have read them the riot act because that's a reflection on me as a coach. Me not responding to those those acts makes me look bad, and I don't want to look bad. You're not making me look bad. So
okay, and you want to do your job as a coach, and I think
right.
anybody will agree with that. It seems pretty straightforward. What would you have done afterwards at the post-game press conference?
Well, unlike Weatherspoon did, I would have addressed it because I would have said what just happened. I would have said first things first. What just happened out there with incident with the hip check, and then one of my players cheering that heinous act. That's not me. That's not how I deal with basketball, and I will speak to both of them later after this press conference. But I don't condone violence in the sport or any kind of sport like that. So.
And that's not what our team's about, is what she should have said. She didn't say that either.
Right.
But she finally said something 2 days later, which I maintain was either written by a lawyer or someone in marketing or something. And there was an apology 2 days later, which means she obviously didn't mean it. I think it didn't fool anybody, because if she really was upset about it, really wanted to handle it properly, she would have done it afterwards, after the game. In fact, there was questions about what happened with Caitlin Clark to Kennedy Carter, and she said that's enough. She didn't even want that to be discussed.
Right.
So it shows me that she is not a good coach and she's not a good person. And so let's go on to what happened last night. So last night, Kennedy Carter hit Marina Mabry in the head. It wasn't a basketball play. It was a cheap shot. She wasn't even in the shooting motion yet. The ball was still at her waist.
Wait, Mark, let me interrupt you. That was not a hit. She struck her.
Yeah, she assaulted her. Right.
Yes, there we go. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Look like she hit her in the side of the head, but hit her nose apparently too.
Right.
And nothing happened to Kennedy Carter. She wasn't thrown out of the game. It was just a flagrant 1. It should have been flagrant 2 and should have been thrown out. And what did the coach do? Nothing to Kennedy Carter. Didn't sit her down. Rob, what would you have done?
Well, this was it's going to be a tense game from a returning player that they traded. So it seemed to be a little conflict between Mabry and Kennedy. And as a coach, I would have kind of like maybe talked to Kennedy, knowing her type of attitude.
Before the game.
Yes, to let her know. Just don't know. Be on the low, okay? Be excited, but be on the low. But apparently that wouldn't have worked anyway, because that was a horrible thuggery type act, not even going for the ball. She could have what if she broke her nose? She could have
Yeah,
broken. I mean, she could have broken
right.
her nose, but I mean, but then for the coach to just not say, or she would have been out of the game. Like I said, even though it should have been a flagrant 2, when the referees should have done their job. Again, I would have done their job, and she would not have played the rest of the game.
I think the talk may have worked, Rob, but I don't think she gave it. And that's why I think you said before the game, listen, be on your best behavior. I know you two don't get along, but we don't need any cheap shots in this game. I think that might have worked, but I doubt she did that, judging how she handled the incident the last game. Yes, Rob, I agree with you. My player would have been benched for the rest of the game.
But you said that she smiled. You said she smiled after that.
Oh, yeah. There's also video while they're reviewing the foul. Just so you know, the rules are after there's a foul called, if they think it may be more than a regular foul, either flagrant 1 or flagrant 2, they're required to go to the monitor and look at it to determine what it is. So while they were doing that, the coach was smiling as she was talking to Kennedy Carter. Not a big wide smile, but you can see a smirk on her face. So Rob, that is not a good look, regardless of why she's smiling.
No, she should be suspended. If they suspend Kennedy, which hopefully they will do, I think the coach Weatherspoon should also be suspended, because she's not condoning this type of behavior. This is outrageous.
And she's doing other things too. Like seems to be holding back Camila Cardozo by giving her fewer minutes than Angel Reese. She seems to be getting more shots. She shoots at a much lower percentage than Camila Cardozo. And so she seems to be promoting Angel Reese, and she tried to keep the double streak going, even though the game was out of reach. That's not winning basketball. That's a distraction to the team, Rob.
Well, it's not. That's not even team ball. What you're saying is that this player is more important than you. So let's get her that record. And you could see like the players like, well, when they were trying to do it, like, okay, should I pass it to her, or you do it? No, you do it. And then get upset that a team doesn't let that happen. Oh, the Liberty! How dare they triple team her and stop her streak of double doubles? How dare they?
So she's an awful coach, and it's a bad look for the WNBA. She shouldn't be coaching the WNBA. But just one coach. Let's say just what happened. Noel Quinn seemed like a good coach and a good person until the last game, where they were upset because Caitlin Clark tried to wave the crowd up a little bit, which was a home game. I had no problem with what Caitlin Clark did. They do it in football all the time on third down plays, and they all got upset about that. Apparently that's why she was upset, not because Christy Sides didn't pull her starters. But either way, there was no reason to put her finger in Christy Sides' face for either reason for doing that, because there was really not a big deal in either case. That's bad behavior by a coach. In addition, we got the delightful Cheryl Reeves, Rob's favorite coach.
Also, Mark, you mentioned about Skylar Diggs coming over, to
right. When Skylar Diggs came over, she should have shooed her player away, but she didn't. She was too busy putting her finger in the other coach's face.
Yeah, I mean, I would have been like, "What are you doing over here? Get out of here! I'm the coach. Go sit down."
Right. And there was another player there too, and there was, the assistant coach should have told him to go away also. Right. But we got Cheryl Reeve. We saw what she did. Because she didn't like Caitlin Clark, she kept her off the Olympic team. In addition, she has these press conferences after they won the Commissioner Cup where she said, "You got to watch us now," like demanding them to watch us. And then she said, "We don't care what you think." All right. And then they asked her questions when they played against the Indiana Fever about all the tickets bought to watch Caitlin Clark play. So basically non-fans for the Minnesota Lynx. And she said she didn't give 2 S, swearing for a question like that. And then she didn't give 1 S. That's a really bad look. She is a bad look, and she's obviously a bitter woman and shouldn't be coaching in the WNBA either.
Wouldn't you think she would be like, she's promoting, she wants the league to be promoted, she's going to have a sellout game? I mean, yeah, granted it is going to be mostly Clark fans, but still, I'd be like, yeah, great. Everybody should come to see the game. Hopefully we can get some of our fans in there, but that should make our team play harder.
Right. And now we got Becky Hammon, who said a lot of snide comments about Caitlin Clark, but okay, fine. But what she did with De'Erica Hambry, now she did something wrong because the league investigated and suspended for 2 games. Now I know it's a he said, she said situation. I see no motivation behind De'Erica Hambry doing this. Because when she didn't sue at first. She just told the league, asked the league to investigate. So for her making that up seems bizarre to me.
Right.
So Becky Hammon must have done something wrong. And if she did what De'Erica Hambry says, and again, these are allegations, that's awful. She should be thrown out of the league.
Right.
What she did was unbelievable.
Yes.
So that's 4 coaches, Rob, and there's only 12. And Christy Sides doesn't have a good look either. Christy Sides doesn't have a good look either. She throws her players underneath the bus all the time. She's not as bad as these coaches. She doesn't protect her players either. She won't ever challenge calls.
She's just a bad coach. She's not. I don't think she's a bad person like these other 4. But
in some ways, she's a bad person.
In some ways, she's a bad person by holding back Caitlin Clark and not realizing
afraid to compliment her and criticizing her publicly all the time from preseason, right after the first preseason game or second preseason game. Right. But she's not. I wouldn't throw her out of the league. Like, I don't think Becky Hammon, Teresa Weatherspoon, or Cheryl Reeve should be coaching in the WNBA. They should not be coaching. They're just not good people, and they really bad look for the league. But do you think anything's going to happen?
No.
With this commissioner?
No, not with this commissioner.
With this league, it's run by the players. Apparently, they want physicality in the league because they don't have the talent to overcome that.
Run by players and run by the top colleges. Also.
I mean, just think about that. 3 awful coaches, a couple other questionable coaches, and there's only 12 coaches.
Mark, you're the math major. What's the percentage of that?
Well, it's 25% of really bad coaches, and then we're up to, I don't know what that is, 5 out of 12. That's over 40%, right?
There we go.
I don't know what to say, but the coaches are just another part of this league that makes it look bad, why everybody's calling a cesspool. I think the coaches are also responsible for the prison ball that they play, where they emphasize physical play and physicality. That's the catchword, Rob. And it's like a badge of honor. No, tough defense, somewhat physical. Yes, I can see why that's important in basketball at any league. But they should be emphasizing what Caitlin Clark is emphasizing, what Sue Bird is emphasizing, pace of play.
Right.
Make it more exciting, and it's effective.
Right.
Sue
because
Bird, that you won 2 championships that way.
Right. Because the women's game is a ground game, like I stated before, and like I've coached, you have to switch as far as how you coach a team. That's the main reason why setting a pace is better, because there's going to be less like alley-oops or dunks or like that. So when you're coaching a ground game type that you have to do in the women's game, if you get the ball, get in and go. That actually helps you win some games. That's what I did. My teams, I'd get the ball and go, and then obviously get easy layups or force a team that they can't play defense against it.
Yeah, these coaches don't want that. I hope that the new players coming into the league, Paige Becker plays a little bit up base. Juju Watkins plays up base. I think as more and more athletic up-tempo players come into the league, hopefully they'll take the physicality of the league and they'll get new, fresh coaches in this league to help instill those offenses and make the league more exciting. And just for background purposes, Rob played high school and college basketball and also coached boys and girls basketball. So that's why I asked him the questions about what he would do as a coach. Go ahead, Rob. Sorry.
Yeah, yes. Even if even if they get back on defense, they have some type of offense, a motion offense, spread the floor, motion offense. And then also with defense, I saw some teams with some coaches did a nice job against the Fever. They went to a zone, and the Fever they had no clue how to run their offense against it.
All right. So, anyways, I think the coaches in this league, too many of them are not good coaches, and I think that's holding back the league. And I want to know what you guys think. Make some comments down below, and join us for our live show tonight with the delightful Cheryl Reeve, Rob's favorite coach. And she's coach of the Minnesota Lynx, Indiana Fever, 8 o'clock on NBA TV. Our normal live show is every Monday, 6 to 8 Eastern, except for major holidays. So in 9 days from now, and Labor Day, we will not be having a live show. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Rob's going to get upset. We got to get to 4,000. We got to get there soon. So, and make sure you hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next videos. If you like the video, hit the like button. And if you want to donate to this channel, there's super chats and super thanks and a link to PayPal down below. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.